All right, and we're live. 5 minutes late. Hey, go figure.
Per usual. People probably expect it by now.
Go figure. Yeah. All right, there we go. Welcome everyone to Tuesday, April 9th edition and 26th episode. We are above the century mark now, Kenya.
Yeah.
The Power Hour podcast. I'm your host, State Chairman Mike Hatcher, National Champion co-host Kenya Sloan. And I'm going to get right into it right now. And the founder of the newly, how would you say this? The newly formed.
Okay,
Yeah. Knoxville Wrestling Girls Only Club. No boys allowed. Stay out, men. No more.
Finally.
No more.
Yeah, no boys
How is that going? I was dying. I'm dying to hear about it. We'll start getting into wrestling. This is obviously a weekly podcast brought to you by Tennessee USA Wrestling. Talking about all things, not only USA Wrestling side, but we do a little bit of everything. And in case in point, tonight we're actually reporting on a couple organizations. And I don't call them competitive organizations. I just call them other organizations provide good wrestling opportunity for kids. Without that, Kenya, how is the club going?
The club is going great. It was like, obviously I wasn't here last week because I was sick. For my life's sake.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. But that was also like such terrible timing because it was the first week of practice for my club. And I mean, right now it's kind of a one-man show, right? I'm sticking to my guns about a few things, and one of them is that I want an all-female coaching staff. And
wow,
which is really great. And
love it.
Except for when you start looking for other coaches to help you coach, you realize that there's a very, very small pool to choose from.
Yes.
But it's good. Our first week is good. I mean, we had 15 girls show up to our first practice.
Whoa.
Yeah. And we've added a few more since then. Some of them have been like competing and in and out of the room. But we've got girls from Seymour, Halls, Maryville, Oak Ridge, Catholic, obviously, Hardin Valley. I mean, all the exact area that I was hoping to be able to target and serve. Like, these are all the schools that like I grew up competing against and wrestling at when I was young here in West Knoxville. So yeah, it was great. We're learning a lot. So we're doing only freestyle for this session. So some of the girls have like never wrestled freestyle before. And I'm just like, I forgot how much I missed it until now. I'm like getting to coach it and like slowly luring them all to agree with me that freestyle is the best style of wrestling. But it really is like where my passion is. So, I mean, it's so fun to be able to like, obviously wrestling is wrestling, but like my favorite sport is freestyle wrestling. So it's fun to be able to like share literally my favorite sport with the girls. So it's good.
And they're going to be able to see that in your passion for this. You're not passionate about the folk style side of it too, but now they're going to see it. And I always think it's cool, like when freestyle Greco season starts and you see all the apprehension on the kids' face, like the club kid. They're like, "Oh, I've never wrestled freestyle before. I've never wrestled Greco before. I've never this before." And then they start getting into it, and then they start enjoying it. Then they go to tournament, and it's totally different. It's like before they're used to all this pressure, with the folk style.
And it's like, let it go.
It's impressive.
Have fun.
No, it's like they're like, "Coach, you're gonna be there this weekend." No, actually, no. You guys can just go if you want and coach each other. They're like, what? So it's great. Yeah. The parents are too, like, because they're used to more structure. I'm like, no, listen, we're gonna be at this tournament, and that's it. Other than that, go ahead and go to Memphis, go wrestle, see what you think.
Yeah, go have fun. Really. Yeah, I think that's one of the best parts about wrestling in the off season. I mean, obviously, we talk all the time about what's so good about wrestling, like outside of your normal high school like schedule season, but like you also get to play and have fun without the pressure. In my opinion, obviously, some people are going to have the pressure no matter what, but arguably, like there's never that much weight on your shoulders, right? It's a game, it's a sport. We love it. We do it because we have fun. Our life doesn't depend on it, but it doesn't always feel that way. And I think in the off season, it's easier to like lean into that headspace of like, I do this just because like it's fun. Ultimately, like that's why I started this. That's why I show up every day and work hard because it's fun.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been fun to like tell them like, hey, trust me, you'll like freestyle. And they're like, oh, I don't know. And then they like hit their first successful gut wrench. And I'm like, ah? And they're like, okay.
Exactly.
So it's been really good.
Well, good. Well, you're up, start at 15. Now you're up a couple more, almost at 20. So next week, we'll probably be talking to you. You're probably going to be in the low 20s. And then I'm guessing, this is my prediction, you're going to be at 30. I say another 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, and that's a great start.
That sounds
They
like
actually, they actually must like you coaching them, because I think my first club, shoot, I might have had 3 kids, maybe. Took me all this time. That was probably back in 1990, whatever.
Well, we'll see.
It's taken me all this time to get a decent one. So it's good.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's nice to like finally have it going. There's been like a lot of just anticipation and planning, the not fun stuff. So now that we're actually getting to like wrestle, it's fun.
No, that's awesome. That's great.
That's
awesome.
Thanks for asking about it.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, speaking of clubs, that's why, I mean, some of you guys, we've got a couple of different things going on tonight. One, we have a little different setup, different layout. I didn't realize that all these buttons, like on our StreamYard, represented different like looks with the with the layout. So we're going to try a different layout today. So we got a different layout. I tried this one that we had last week with Kevin and I, and then now we're going to add guests in here, and we'll be able to, pop in. It's be a little bit different look for everybody.
You guys that are watching, you should leave in the comments which layout you like better. Our normal layout?
Yeah, there we go.
Or this new like split
type of whatever one. Yeah, that'd be good. I like that. That's a good idea. Good there. And of course, my attire's a little bit different. Normally I'm.
Yeah, what you have going on?
Yeah. I mean, people are wondering, well, okay, why has this guy got a sweater jacket on and actually looks like somewhat professional? Why does he not look like he just rolled out of wrestling practice? Well, because actually I am at wrestling practice, but it is singlet handout night tonight. So myself and a couple parents had to sort out all the singlets. Yeah. And normally I leave practice a little bit early, let my assistant coaches take over. So I just said, you guys, I know this is going to take a while getting these singlets together. You guys just take it. And and they took it. So I didn't have to change clothes tonight. So I'm good. So that's it. So now you get the professional version of the podcast tonight.
Yeah, you should let me know so I can match.
That's it. There we go. I should have, but we're too busy sorting out sizes and names and stuff like that. So if you hear any commotion in the background, because my normal room that I use here wasn't open, it was locked, and that's kind of one of the reasons that we're 5 minutes late. So I have to use the one that we actually have the singlets in, and practice is going to end here in about 15 minutes, and there might be a little bit of commotion in the background, but I'll eat myself. So that's it. So so there we go.
Give them the look, like
that's it.
Look,
that's the look. That's it right there. Hey. Anyway, but we already got 12 viewers on here, so I think these viewers. Hey, I know. I think it's probably because our guests. Not that.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's never us. It's always
it's not about us. I mean, I'm sure that it's about our guests. But you have some things from the girls' side. We had a big weekend last weekend. National
big weekend. We
did
a
lot of national tournament stuff last weekend, and I'm hoping I can hit all this stuff that I got. But I just might let our guests run with it. But we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, girls' side notables. What's up?
Yeah, on my end, I'm going to keep it kind of simple and go over like 2 of the biggest things that went on. So obviously we had NHSCA Nationals in Virginia, which will be a lot of what you probably touch on too. But we had a good showing of Tennessee girls at that tournament. We had, I don't know how many showed up like completely to compete, but there were some people that I definitely wanted to at least recognize. We had 5 girls who made it to the blood rounds of the tournament. So 1 match away from being on the podium, which is a really, really big deal in a tournament that size. So I at least wanted to like shout them out really fast and say kudos for showing up and making it that far. So Ellie Underwood, Sophia Satterfield, Audrey Lewandowski, Gianna Nikolai, and then Lexi Dean all made it all the way to the blood round. And then we had 3 All-Americans at the tournament. So we had Mariana Bowen, Sally Johnson, and then Sedna Grassman all took 4th place. So they must have coordinated beforehand to be like, hey, we're going to American, that's All-American. Let's all get to the same place on the podium. So our 3 All-Americans all took 4th place. So congratulations to everyone there. I wasn't there. I don't really know how it went, but it looked good from social media. I got to follow and watch online. So the other big thing on the girl side that happened was the Twin Rivers AAU National Duals for girls in Iowa. So it's an all-girls youth dual tournament. So Tennessee apparently has been taking a team for the past few years. So they take like a K through 8 team. And our team this year took 3rd place. And just to get out of their pool, I know they had 5 duels to get out of their pool and make it into the championship portion of the tournament. So it wasn't like they just won a duel or 2. Team Tennessee really showed up and were pretty dominant. And then there were a few girls on that team that I also wanted to recognize. A lot of them won. I think all of them actually won the majority of their matches. They all had like a kind of a winning record overall, but Easton Daddy-Moff, your homegirl over there, and then Ava Weston-Barger, and then Ava Weston-Barger both went 7-1 out of the 8 duels that they competed in the tournament.
That's it, Easton. That's what I'm talking about.
Easton's all over the place, man. You just never know where she is.
He's all over
every weekend. So they both had very dominant performances and definitely contributed to the success of the dual team. And then there was one athlete who did better than 7-1 and won all of their matches in the dual tournament, and that was Kailee Miller, filling in the 120-pound spot. She is our guest today. If you want to bring
her on,
yeah.
All right, let's that be good transition right there. Here we are. What's going on, young lady?
Not really anything.
Welcome, Kailee. You're fresh off of your fresh off of a tough weekend of wrestling, so you got nothing going on yet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone, this is Kailee Miller. She's 12 years old. She wrestles for Seymour, and Coach Hatch, she wrestles for Seymour and Knoxville Girls Wrestling Club.
Oh.
Yeah, this is how Kailee and I have been connected a little bit more recently.
Wow. So you're in the very first ever Knoxville Girls Wrestling Club.
The inaugural session, our first practice.
How's practice going, Kailee? It's going good?
I like it. I like it a lot there.
All right. How about the coach? You like her? She's good?
Yeah.
She know what she's doing?
Yeah.
Well, we've been having a lot of fun, Kailee and I, and with the other girls in the room. But Kaylee's had so much success just so far in her career. So you've been wrestling for 5 years. She's 2-time AAU state champ, 2-time national champ just within this year. So she won Music City and Spring Youth Nationals. And you were most recently undefeated at Twin Rivers Duels this past weekend. And you also just got something really cool in the mail today. Your mom sent me a photo after we already planned to have you on the show. What did you have pop up into the mail?
We got here. Oh, dang. Oh, so it's like some hardware.
Look, so this is the AAU Folk Style Championship belt, right? From my understanding, there are 7 athletes who won this belt out of 75,000 people who were, 7,500 athletes who were like a part of all the tournaments that you competed in. What tournaments did you have to win in order to get that belt?
I think it was
you had to win Music City, right?
Yeah. State and Spring Youth Nationals.
And Spring Youth Nationals.
I'm pretty sure.
There you go. And so you were one of only 7 people to win all 3 of those. And so you got a big fancy belt to hang on your wall along with your singlets, it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this past weekend at... Yeah, that's awesome. tell us a little bit about this past weekend at Twin Rivers in Iowa. You wrestled in this tournament last year, but maybe didn't have as much success as you did this year. So tell us about the tournament this year and what you think about having like an all-girls duel.
I like how they have all-girls duels. I went 4-4 last year, and I think I did a lot better this year.
Yeah, according to the numbers, you definitely did a lot better this year. What do you think made the difference between last year and this year?
I put in a lot more work this year than I did last year.
Yeah. Have you just decided to dive into wrestling a little bit deeper than you were in the years before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you play any other sports?
I do track.
Okay.
I just started that this year.
You just started that this year? Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I've never personally, until I got to college, obviously, wrestled in an all-girls duel. So how many, if you could think of some of the different schools or states that you saw, about how many states do you think are represented at this duel? Or name the schools maybe that you guys, or the states that you guys competed against.
Iowa, Oklahoma, Illinois, I think.
Oh.
I don't remember all of them.
Yeah.
Those pretty tough ones right there, though.
Yeah. Those are good places to start.
They ain't bad. It's a pretty good competition right there.
That's a good place to start. Well, Tennessee represented pretty well, thanks to people like Kailee.
That's it. Right there, because now they got third overall.
They took third overall.
Wow, that's good. Now, who won that tournament? No?
I think they're out of Minnesota. Black Mambas. I'm pretty sure. I think. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Minnesota's been on top of girls wrestling from the get-go. Like, if I wanted to go to girls wrestling camp whenever I was your age, I was going to like Minnesota, Wisconsin area.
Yeah, they've been pretty dialed in for quite some time, I think, haven't they? On the national level.
Yeah, for sure. On the girls side. So what is it like to be able to be on like a team of all girls from Tennessee?
I like it a lot because like I know like most of them because they're from Tennessee. So it's just a really good experience.
Yeah. Do you know most of the girls on the team because you competed against them or trained with them in different situations?
Both. I haven't really wrestled any girls on the team. I've just seen them wrestle.
Okay. So you guys are all from different parts of the state, obviously. So whenever you guys get together, is it like kind of awkward? Like, I don't know you, you don't know me, we're just on the same duel, or do you guys become like best friends in no time?
It was pretty quick, like when everybody started getting close.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I feel like that's a really important part of like the dual team dynamic is to like know that you have each other's back and being able to compete on a team of people that you trust, and you guys are all like competing for the same exact thing and competing for each other and not just yourself. So what is it like to be able to like have a lineup of girls that are on the same team as you, like cheering you on during your match? Does it feel like you're wrestling for more than just yourself, kind of?
Yeah, like because wrestling is normally an individual sport, it feels like more of a team experience.
Yeah. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus Kenny's just asking because she's jealous of all the girls' opportunities now. Because back in the day, Kenny just had to do it all by herself, didn't you, Kenya?
No, really, truly.
You didn't have these dual team opportunities back then, right?
My first time wrestling actually, I did one my senior year, but I didn't know anyone really on the team. So my first like time really competing in like girls duels was when I got to college, and so it was such a like refreshing experience to be able to like have, me be on the mat wrestling for me, but also have like this bigger picture, right? You're like things matter more. It's not just about winning, it's about how you win, and it's not only like affecting me, it's affecting all these other people who like showed up and worked just as hard to be able to win here. So I think the dual experience is really cool. I think it's cool that you're getting to experience it already. Kailee, have you wrestled in any other like dual teams for like Team Tennessee or anything like that, or just for this one tournament?
I think I've only wrestled like for this tournament, like on Team Tennessee.
Sure. Yeah. So tell us then a little bit. You've been wrestling at Seymour since you started, right? So tell us a little bit about how you've changed as a wrestler from your first year up until now. Like, how did you know when you first started wrestling? Like, I think this is something I want to stick with because you started pretty young. You're 12. You've been wrestling for 5 years. So help me do the math. What's up? Are you at 8 when you started wrestling?
I was sort of off and on.
Okay. So then when did you like transition and be like, yeah, this is my sport?
When I was in 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And what made you choose it?
I realized like how much in 5th grade I used to like win a lot, and I liked that. I liked the feeling of winning, so like I just stuck with it, and I like
me too.
Really started to like it.
Yeah, you got like addicted to the feeling of winning, kind of. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. And you're doing a lot of that, You're doing a lot of that according to all these accolades I've got written down over here. You're doing more of the winning part than anything else.
I don't know why I stuck with it. That was
What'd you say?
a lot easier if I'd have won winning, I guess. Shoot. So that's the key, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's probably why most people stick with it, I guess. If you just get beat up all the time, I don't know how long people would stay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have next on your competition schedule?
I think I have the Keller Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about the Ironman? You come to the Ironman tournament this weekend?
No, I don't think so.
Not
No.
this weekend.
Taking a weekend off?
Yeah. I want a banquet for my club.
Gotcha.
You want what?
You got a banquet?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Which is, I guess, all right. That's cool. Gotta go be celebrated. Probably go get some more awards over there.
Yeah.
Have one to hang up on your wall.
Yeah, of course, you know.
All right. Well, do you have any questions for Kailee before we let her go?
No, I'll tell you what, we're super proud of the way you represent our state, though. That's for sure. Like I said, just looking at your accolades and everything you're about. And of course, now you got that shiny new belt and everything else. So you're good. Tell you what, that's awesome. And I love the fact that there's these kind of opportunities for girls to take advantage of, you know, at your age. Cause like Kenny was saying, you know, when she was coming through, her very first dual meet that she ever wrestled in was in college. So now y'all are getting, you know, I mean, just a, you know, in-hands version of it as a 5th grader, 6th grader, 4th graders, and everything on down. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see.
It's super cool. It's super cool. Well, like I've said, thanks for representing us well everywhere you go. Katie's always hunting down like the toughest competition. Every time I ask her mom, she's like, "Oh, well, we've never been here, and we heard that everyone there is supposed to be pretty tough, so we're just gonna go win that really quick." So thanks for representing us even out in Iowa.
We look forward to seeing you here in the freestyle season because I know your freestyle coach is going to have you traveling.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good deal.
All right. Thanks for joining us, Kailee.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Kailee. All right. Good girl there. That's cool. That's awesome. She's pretty tough. She's in the club, huh?
She's
Knoxville Girls
tough.
Club.
Yeah.
She's in Knoxville Club. Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. You got your first Knoxville Girls Club athlete on the podcast, Kenya. There we go.
I know. I can't take any credit for all of her crazy success. I'm just happy to have her. A part to kind of set an expectation for all the other girls that come into the club because she's kicking butt everywhere she goes.
Well, and like I said, it's so cool seeing like it's just the opportunity, just not only for the high school and girls and so forth, but I mean now it's bleeding into the middle school and the kids level, and just man, it's gonna be crazy what the sport looks like in 5 years. You know,
Yeah.
the girl side is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, just with women's sports in general. I mean, it was wild because I mean, obviously, I probably wouldn't have paid it nearly as close of attention if I wasn't an Iowa alumni, obviously. But of course, but of course, the whole like the biggest sports topic in the world the last week was Iowa women's basketball.
Yeah.
2 weeks. It was
Very
insane.
true.
It's crazy. I mean, obviously, I went to some women's games back in the day when I was, at Iowa, and my mom and dad have been huge Iowa women's fans for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, however long. But man, oh man, I hate to be like an ESPN sportscaster right now, but just like like the staggering numbers that the girls basketball tournament brought in this year from a viewership standpoint is crazy. I mean, they were saying that the game against UConn on Friday night against Iowa and UConn, like there was more viewership in that one than like, I don't know how many World Series games for like how many years, like more than any NASCAR viewers, ask any NASCAR events in the last 13 years or like since 2013, it like outranked like all the NBA games in the last like 5 years. I mean, the viewership was like off the charts.
Wow.
Crazy for women's basketball.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, and I actually thank goodness again for my assistant coaches, but they took practice on Sunday because Iowa was in the national championship game, and it was at 2:00. I was like, guys, you don't mind if you can run practice? And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. Just go watch. Wait, we don't.
Yeah.
Outside of wrestling, we don't compete for a whole lot of national championships at Iowa. I mean, so my mom and dad were at the Final Four. They actually at the Sweet 16 in the Elite 8 in Albany, and then they were at the Final Four last week in Cleveland. And it was just like, I mean, like Iowa, like literally took over both spots. I mean, we had so many fans there. It was so nuts. So it's crazy. Yeah,
we need to bring women's wrestling up.
I know.
Couple nights.
No.
What's
Well,
going to
you
happen?
need a
Because
Caitlin Clark. You need something like a Caitlin Clark. I mean, that's a crazy story right there. She's just, I mean, it's insane. I never think anything anything like it.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know anything about basketball, but all I know is
I
I could tell that she literally like sold out like every arena that
yeah,
she played
single-handedly.
home and away, which is insane. That's great. That's crazy.
That's
It's
true.
crazy, but it's awesome. It's great. It's great seeing it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It really
It
is. It was great. And you know what? I mean, and it was crazy because they take away like because I have a lot of respect for excellence in general, and the coach at South Carolina, I think it's Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley. Yeah, I know it's Coach Staley, but man, she is. You can just tell what kind of a coach she is. She is. I mean, if Iowa wouldn't have beat them last year in the Final Four, they'd have literally 2 undefeated seasons tacked on top of each other. She won this one with a whole new starting 5 because
No
her
way.
starting 5 from last year all went to the WNBA. So she got 5 more, and they went undefeated this year. I mean, she is just an incredible coach. I mean, incredible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's cool. I mean, like, I wouldn't know these storylines honestly if it wasn't for, just all the the shine that the sport's got on it
Yeah.
last couple weeks. So it's pretty cool. It's cool.
That's cool.
So, yeah, well, back to wrestling. What am I doing? This isn't a Power Hour basketball podcast. I don't know anything about basketball. I do know it was pretty cool though. It was pretty cool to watch. So
Yeah.
congratulations to all those teams. But anyway, boys side, yeah, a lot going on. I'm going to cover like the NHSCA part just a little bit as best I can. We actually had a lot.
A
Ton. Wrestling, and that one, that NHSCA tournament is one that is always been pretty heavily attended. From the boys side in Tennessee, it just even when I was the higher calling coach back in the day. I mean, I was taking 10, 15 kids to that tournament, driving all the way from Cleveland, and this was 15 years ago, maybe around. And I know that the numbers from Tennessee and the participation from Tennessee at this tournament's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, so we had a lot of Tennessee kids there, that's for sure. So representing, I'll go through the just real quickly some results. And then we have a great guest on here. So let me kind of go through what we have. We didn't have anybody in the freshman division All-American. But then our sophomores, I mean, I'm telling you, I keep saying this, Kenya, but we have some absolute hammers coming through here in the next couple coming years. We're going to have a hard time like narrowing down podcast guests when it comes around these big national tournaments. But because we could have had a lot of them. But anyway, Braylon Cosper, 6th place. And this is going to be jumping all over the place, so I apologize. I'm on Flow Sport. I'm on Flow Arena and just kind of got them this way. But Gabe Moore was 7th at 195. And then, of course, I mean, shocker, JoJo Yurichuk, champion at 113. Imagine that, huh? Imagine that, JoJo Yurichuk. I think this is like his 4th title or something wild. That's on his mom's Facebook, Instagram, something like that. I think it's his 4th NHSCA national title. So obviously JoJo is an absolute hammer. So congratulations to him. Mason Jacob, 120. He was in the finals, got 2nd place, man. Proud of him. Like I said, that kid just keeps getting better and better and better. And he's just, love that kid. He's crushing it. So congratulations, Mason. Ryder Smith at 220, another national champ. CCS boy, Chattanooga guy. So we're going to talk to him a little bit later. So congratulations to him, winning the title at 220. Samuel Combs was 8th place at 113. And that wrapped it up right there for our sophomores. In our juniors, we also had some junior success here. What we got here? Junior success. We had 7th place with Braden Leach. Great tournament from him. He's always been in those blood rounds. He gets close and they finally punched that ticket in the All-American rounds this year. So congratulations to Braden. He's 152. 7th place. Kason Roark. We had him on podcast as also at one point in time. 132. He was in the finals. Ended up getting 2nd place. Lost a real tight match there for 2nd place. And he was just getting back in the mat too. Really late in the season this year too. So, man, that kid just, like I said, he just keep him healthy and just keep him on the mat. That dude's going to be doing big things at these national tournaments. 170, Cy Fowler was 4th. And the other Yurichuk, Ethan, 3rd place at 126. I think he's placed in this tournament a time or two also in the past. So congratulations to Ethan. Great work with him. And then Lucas Szymborski, 195 was 6th place as well. And Tyson Russell at heavyweight was 7th place. So congratulations to those guys. And our seniors, we had, here we go. 7th place, Trey McTorrey was 7th place from Nolensville, 160. Great job with Trey. I know Trey lost his very first match and battled all the way back and wrestled the same kid for seventh and beat seventh.
Yeah.
And like the brackets were like huge. So I'm assuming Trey had anywhere from 8 to 9 matches the
Yeah.
weekend. Congratulations
Yeah,
to him.
that shows more grit than just staying on the champ side a lot of times.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is really coming from a kid that, I mean, really, let's call it what it is. He's a 3-sport athlete, so really he's a 3-4 month out of the 3-4 months out of the year. Are you guys hearing me okay? Okay. All right. At 120, Joseph Calvin was 4th place. And we got Sabron Colson at 113 was 8th place. So congratulations to those guys. We also had some middle schoolers too, doing some big things as well, I believe. There we go. 100 pounds. Dominic Cordero was 5th. 135. Maddox High national champion. Tell you what, keep your eyes on this kid, man. He is freaking, that dude's dynamite, man. But another national title he can throw in his award stand, which is probably getting pretty heavy at this point in time. But he's a stud. Yeah, absolutely. 80 pounds, Jonathan Comas was 7th. 100 pounds, Noah Watkins was 7th. And Rock Sharetta at 180 was 3rd. So pretty good showing in middle school as well. So we, like I said, Tennessee, we just keep getting better and better. Yeah, I mean, our results on these on the national level tournaments, it just keeps getting better and better and better every year. So it's good stuff. We're doing all right. So
Yeah, right.
Yep, we're doing all right. So without more further ado, we got one of our champs right here in the building. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Ryder Smith. How we doing?
Sir.
How you doing? Doing all right?
Yes, sir.
Man, every time I see you, you're getting like older and older. I don't know if we haven't like formally did any chest bumping or whatever, hugging and stuff like that. Maybe in the future. But I know I met you a couple times. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Ryder Smith.
Ryder.
And he is this is my co-host Kenya Ryder.
Hi, Ryder. Your
Hey,
name
Kenya.
looks like you should be like a prince in a Disney movie or like a superhero or something. Like Ryder Smith is such a solid name. Hats off to
It
him.
is.
Thank you.
Is. Such a solid name, man. I'll be honest, I'm a little jealous of the name.
Thank you.
I'm a little jealous, but no, I mean, Ryder's a pretty well-known athlete here throughout the state of Tennessee. I mean, everybody kind of, I mean, you pull up Ryder Smith's name and people know Ryder Smith. There's no question about it. So he's about wrestling at CCS, which is Chattanooga Christian. There in Chattanooga. My boy Josh Kraft, who's doing a fantastic job with that program. By the way, you guys got a lot of steam heading to that program right now, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I mean, what are you attributing it to? Are you attributing it to Coach Kraft for leadership? Are you attributing it to the club, the Rabbit Wrestling Club? A little bit of both. Staff or what?
I think it's a little bit of like everything. I think Coach Kraft is really like pouring into us with like everything he has, and I think the club is going to start feeding into our high school program because a lot of our guys like are newer wrestlers. So I think it's just like a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Because Coach Rabbit, he started that. I want to say like last year, right? So Rabbit Wrestling Club started going out of CCS.
I think so. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So he's got a pretty good little, kids system running through there. And of course, Coach Kraft, he took that program over quite a while ago, and not a whole lot of history there, but since then he's really dug in and really done a fantastic job there at CCS. Man, I couldn't be prouder of him. It's great seeing him. It's great seeing that. I mean, before like when you're talking about like even like the national prep tournament, I mean, we have our traditional powerhouse, I guess, private schools here with your McCaulays, your Baylors, your Christian Brothers, Father Ryan's, that type of stuff. But now, I mean, if you pull up the results, of the national preps, you're seeing, guys like now from CCS, Lakeway, Wood Buchanan, people like that, Brentwood Academy, taking part in these big tournaments. So that whole private school landscape in Tennessee is really changing. So then I think it's kids like Ryder that are helping kind of push it along.
Yeah.
So brag a little bit more on the CCS program. What do you guys got going on here? And like I said, and how does it look from like a year-round perspective? Coach Kraft got you training year-round, or how's it working?
Like right now we're doing freestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I think after that we'll be about done. So we just like go during folk style and freestyle season.
Yep.
But he'll let us come in and like practice whenever we want in the summer and stuff.
Nice. Well, good. Well, like I said, that's good. Coaches keep the kids involved from year round, and that's just kind of the way it works. I mean, speaking of year round, I mean, you've been a year round guy for quite a while. I
Yes,
mean, when did you like really get started into not only just started into wrestling, but thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Sorry, people. Like I said, we're just getting out of practice now. That was one of my coaches. Hey, Phil, if you got a singlet, go ahead and grab it. Anyway, when did you get started with your whole, just basically this whole wrestling journey?
I started in first grade, and like it was just like wrestling, have fun, and then I think I started taking it more seriously. I think like I started taking it more seriously around middle school, but I think it started to click for me in 8th grade because I had I practiced with one of my coaches, Lachlan, and ever since then I think it started just to like click. And took it a lot more seriously since then.
Gotcha. And then so that's when you started really kind of hitting, like, I guess, the whole circuit and really trying to and getting yourself out there on a national level perspective.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now that when you started hitting that national level perspective, did it start taking, I guess, like a lot more from a training perspective too, where you're starting to go through like certain training sessions, getting ready for this particular tournament, getting ready for this particular tournament, or you just kind of just started wrestling them?
I just started wrestling them, and then like this year, I would definitely like for the NHSCA, I definitely like trained a lot for that and try to get a lot like ready for that. I was like over spring break, I would practice like a lot, but I think just like in general, I just practice like normal and just go to the tournament and see how I do.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Josh Pulley said hi, by the way. he's in here. His boys are in here practicing, so he heard you here on the podcast. So what's that? He told me he said say hi, Tiny. Josh calls you Tiny.
Yes, sir.
Tell you what, it ain't gonna be much longer. He's not gonna call you that no more, is it?
Yeah, no, like he doesn't.
He said you'll always be Tiny to him. Yeah, the Pulley boys are good. They're good. That's a great family right there, no question. But I told him I was having you on the podcast tonight, and he's like, "Oh man, I love that kid." He's now he told me though last weekend. So getting back to one of the main reasons we're having you on the podcast, obviously national champ, the NHSCA tournament last weekend in the sophomore division. Now he was talking to me about the road that you had to the finals, and you like wrestled all the studs. Like all the good kids. Is that right? I mean, I'm just looking at your bracket right now, and he said that, I mean, you wrestled like, I mean, out of these top 8, you wrestled like, what is it? Looking like there's 4 of them, 4 of the top 8. Is that right?
There you go.
I don't know.
You don't even know. Yeah, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. He said, Bully said here, said 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place guy. All of you wrestled them all on the way to the finals. So there you go. You didn't even know that, did you? You didn't know that, Bully. He just goes out and wrestles. He don't care. Is that kind of how it is? Oh, that's kind of your attitude though. When you go to these tournaments, you don't really look and you just say, you know what? I'm just going to wrestle this dude. I don't really know. I might know him a little bit of him, but that's it. Whatever.
Yeah, sort of. I just want to score points and push the pace. At least this tournament, I really just wanted to push the pace and score points.
Just stay in your best positions and just stay after him, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, is that kind of like generally, no matter really kind of what the tournament is and what kind of the dual meet it is, you're just trying to really kind of, again, not only push the pace, but just stay after the areas that you're good. Is that you try not to overcomplicate things too much?
Yeah, I just try to stick to what I'm good at pretty much and not do anything dumb.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's pretty good advice right there. So is that something like you and Coach Kraft and your other coaches, you guys kind of really kind of pick that apart a little bit and say, Ryder, this is kind of, this is where you're good. You stay here. I mean, we're getting this position, we're clearing this type of thing. You guys have sort of game plan going in a little bit?
Well, I feel like on my feet, I think I just know I'm comfortable in a lot of spots, like in neutral. But I think on top a lot this year, I had to they told me I couldn't ride legs because I was giving up like a bunch of reversals riding legs.
Yeah.
So, and I did that in my quarterfinals match too at the tournament this weekend. So yeah, like this season, they told me like some things that I probably shouldn't do, and then like some things that I'm good at, and to work on those things.
Now, so when you were throwing legs in the quarterfinals, did coach just start freaking out? Said, no, take him out.
Well, Coach Kraft wasn't there, but he like whenever he was there, and Coach Holloway, one of our other coaches, they would literally just scream at me if I threw in legs. So yeah.
That's funny. I'm sorry to jump in there, Kenny. I know you had a question for him.
Oh, no, that was fine. What was I saying? Oh, you said that they were trying to tell you to like stick to the things that you were good at. What are those things?
Like what do you mean? Like where at?
You said when you were wrestling, your coaches were like trying to remind you to stay out of the things that weren't working well for you, like throwing in legs, and just telling you to remember the things that you're good at. What types of positions? What is your wrestling style? Like what things are you good at?
So on my feet, again, I feel like really comfortable pretty much everywhere. But I think on top, I really just like a tight waist and just trying to stay on top and not getting like a scramble or anything, because that can go pretty bad sometimes.
You're not a scrambling guy, huh?
Not really. Yeah. I try to sometimes, but
I like this kid a lot. Skills, baby. That's it right there. I like it. Good deal. Well, that's good. I mean, like I said, you got to know your style, and you got to know, what you're good at, and stay in them. Do that. It's really not that complicated for sure. So now are you a multi-sport athlete, or you just wrestling now?
I also play football.
Small school, you got to play football, don't you?
Yeah, I play football.
Yeah. Now, how's that tug of war go between the wrestling and the football? Because I'm just assuming that you're pretty good at football.
I'm all right. I really don't know. Thankfully, though, my football coaches, kind of like are like lenient, I guess. Like they understand that I'm probably going to wrestle a lot more.
Right.
So like Fargo, they've already like said that I can go to stuff like that.
Good. Well, I like to hear that coming out of your mouth too. You're representing Fargo. That's what I like to hear. You know, this is a commitment now too, because you're in a podcast with all these listeners. Right now we got 22 live stream. We'll probably have, considering you have a probably pretty big following. People are listening to you. They're going to want to listen to you later on in real time, in later time. Our first guest, he's a stud wrestler on the girls' side, is going to have a huge, following. And our two next guests, these guys are incredibly widely popular. They're both listening to me right now, but widely popular. So I can't imagine how many people we're going to have listen to this episode. So there you go, Ryder. So you got it. You just said you're going to wrestle in Fargo. So that's
no going back.
Yeah, ain't no going back now, man. So good. And I'm cool with that. Being the state chairman, I'm good. That's good. That's it right there. That's basically that's a contract right there, ladies and gentlemen. My man will be on the Tennessee team this year. Duals too, right?
I think so.
There we go. So you got another commitment out of him right there. That's how we roll around here, Kenya. That's how we do it. We ain't got no NIL money to give out, so at least we just get commitments on the podcast.
Sorry.
We don't get the AAU money rolling in here. Quite
yeah.
Yet. We're working on it though. So well, good. So what's moving forward here? I'm assuming that your folk style season's all wrapped up, going right in freestyle now, freestyle Greco?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's next on the agenda? Where are you wrestling next?
I don't know.
No. You haven't thought that far ahead?
Not really. I think I'll wrestle not this weekend. I think I'm taking a week off because I need some time off now. And then I think next weekend I'll wrestle somewhere. I don't know where. Okay,
cool. Yeah, it's good to take a little time off. We'd love to see you at the Ironman tournament, but you also understand that you just got done winning a national title. A lot of prep goes into that. So that's not, plus your season's going to go a lot longer than a lot of people all the way Fargo into July. So it makes a total sense. So without question. So you're a sophomore right now. Give all the youngsters some advice on how to get to Ryder Smith level and knowing that the deck is stacked against them already because they don't have nearly school of a name.
Exactly.
I just say like try to get better every day. Just
Mhm.
push yourself, find something to do to get better.
Love it. That's kind of a common response that we get, isn't it, Kenya?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
All these good kids, I got it figured out.
Yeah,
know?
the secret sauce. It's not a secret anymore, though. He shared it.
Kind of crazy, huh? I mean, boy, you put a lot of work into something and you might get pretty good at it.
You might. You just might.
Love it. Ken, you got a question for my man?
No, congratulations, Ryder.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how you do at Fargo. We'll be watching for sure.
Absolutely, man. This, like I said, we like I said, really appreciate what you do and how you represent Tennessee, not only Tennessee State, Tennessee in general, but also programs like CCS and what's going on there. And I'm telling you what, I mean, you guys definitely have things going on the right track, and it takes guys, marquee guys like you, getting guys to follow you. And like I said, super proud of what Coach Kraft is doing there, and Coach Rabbit and the Rabbit Wrestling Club running out of there. He's got an all-star staff. Rabbit does.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Martin, Coach Harris, and everybody else. I mean, the list keeps going.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what's going on there. It's awesome. You got anything else for our listeners, Ryder?
No, sir.
No? You want to put a plug out and shout out or anybody? Anybody? No.
Nah.
Nah, you're good. All the coaches know you love them, right?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Cool. Ryder, you're the man. Like I said, we appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. And again, congratulations on not only outstanding tournament, but I mean, at NHSCA's, but obviously, state champ this past year, and bigger and better things still coming forward for you. So like I said, we really appreciate your time, and probably won't be the last time we talk to this dude, huh? Kenya? But probably won't be the last time that I've got the third coolest name on the screen, and you got the second coolest. The coolest name. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm good with it. Listen, I'm good. It won't be the first time or the last time where I place 3rd out of 3. It's all good.
3rd out of 3.
I mean, so whatever. It is what it is.
You didn't have to say that part.
Ryder, you're the man. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good evening, buddy. All right. Fine young man there.
Yeah.
He's a stud. You got to watch him wrestle. Kids.
Yeah, I do. It sounds like it.
Big dude. He's freaking good. Yeah, he's really good. Yeah, when I came back to the state a couple of years ago, took over, we put our dual teams together. His name started popping up on our dual teams. I'd seen these the kids that were doing well in place, and that were, I guess they were dual teams, but the ones that were 6-2, 7-1, I mean, that type of stuff. And I was like, this kid must be tough. And then sure enough, as a freshman last year at 195, he was second in the private school division. And I was like, dang, that kid, I mean, as a freshman, those big weight classes, man, it's pretty tough. And this year, yeah, it was definitely his year. Yeah, he's a stud, without question. So there we go. That's what we got coming. That's what we got coming down the pipe here, Kenya.
Hopefully I'll come back.
We got the little guys covered. We got middle weights, and then we got some big weights too.
Yeah. No, that's something that's not talked about a lot, really, about like being the younger end of your weight bracket at the heavier weights. I mean, being able to have success when you're in that predicament says a lot, because obviously bigger weights are bigger, and the older, bigger weights have typically different body type and different type of wrestling style. So for him to be definitely on the younger end and having that much success on the bigger weight is really cool. Says a lot.
I wish I were a bigger weight. Wish my mom. Seriously, I wish my mom.
That was so random.
I mean, but because the opportunities that they get, the bigger guys, I mean, they're harder to get, at the college level. So I mean, colleges are a little bit more on the bigger guys because they're just hard to get. Second of all, it's just they don't have cutting weight. You keep getting bigger.
Yeah.
Like a small Filipino mother. My mom weighs about 102 pounds. She's tiny. I don't think I was going to get any bigger. So
yeah. The opposite could be true if you're like on the super, super small end of the bracket. Like I feel like we had some 101 pounders in college who taking down a 12-inch Subway before weigh-ins.
That's true. Very true.
They walk around at like 95 pounds.
Very true. Very true. Well, cool. Well, I tell you what, the other thing we had going on, there's not one thing. There's a ton going on on the AAU side. And again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that have not listened up to this point, we are not an AAU versus USA state and compete against each other. We actually work together. And actually, we just got done bringing a guy on that was just one of the NHSCA level. So we're all about wrestling here in Tennessee. So I'm going to bring 2 guys on here. I would try to take our results from the last weekend's duels, but I'd probably totally
Yeah.
butcher it. So I'm going to bring the professionals on right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring them right in the room right now. And we were only going to have one, but man, we are blessed with his presence as well and getting another guest in here. So ladies and gentlemen, we have the one and only Jeremy Doty.
What's
from
up?
Team Elite out in the west side of Tennessee in the Memphis area. And then, of course, we have the man, the myth, and the absolute legend, Mike Sutherland, head of the AAU wrestling organization here in Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. So like that, I wasn't even going to attempt to tell the amount of kids we had wrestling last weekend at the AAU level. It was crazy. So with the amount of dual teams, and honestly, you know what? There's not two better people to talk about the results and what happened last weekend on the duels. And these guys, especially like from Mike's end, shoot, Mike, how long you been doing? What is a year? What 56 for you?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. On every dual meet team since I don't even know when.
I took 2 years off, so I think this was my 20th dual meet year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Dang, he was just getting started on them when I was doing the AAU side, and then he was doing I was doing the USA side duels. He was doing the AAU duels, and yeah, I think we were both going to like 3 different dual tournaments every year at the same time in a 2-week span. But now Doty, see, that's what you got to look forward to right there.
Doty's been he's been hammering.
How many you been on up to this point?
So this is my 9th year of coaching teams. Yep, 9th year.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jeremy has been a lifesaver to me because he came in and his wife Crystal and they'll just take over either the middle school or the elementary and just knock it out. People don't understand how much work there is putting these teams together and fielding 5 million phone calls and texts and emails and fighting with parents and coaches, and it's a lot of work, and he's really done a great job.
That's awesome.
Good.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. So Mike, last weekend, what happened? Like, I mean, because obviously you're the head, you're the head of the whole AAU organization here in Tennessee.
So I'll discuss the elementary teams in Kingsport, and then I'll let Jeremy go over everything that went on in Iowa.
Okay, perfect.
So, we put together 3 teams to go to Kingsport for the elementary national duels, and that's 6th grade and below. It doesn't matter how old you are. So it starts at 40 pounds and goes up to 220 pounds, 19 weight classes.
Oh, wow.
So it's weird. You got 5-year-olds and you got 12-year-olds all on the same team.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. We wrestled really good. We won 9 straight dual meets, made it to the finals against Iowa's #1 team, and just came up a couple points short. It was honestly heartbreaking because I think I've gotten third 3 times. Jeremy's the only one that ever wins anything. But this year I felt like we were on paper. I felt like we should have won it. And we had a defensive pin and lost a couple scrambles right at the buzzer to go into overtime and ended up losing them. And the night before the tournament, arguably one of our best wrestlers broke his ankle literally at 10. I found out the night before and had to take a kid off our blue team and then replace that kid from a team off the red team and pick up a kid from Arkansas and beg him to leave in 5 hours to get there. And anyway, we made it work, but that was a big blow losing him. But kids wrestle hard, and we ended up getting beat 47-45 to Iowa.
Oh, wow.
The championship.
That's awesome, though.
We'll be back. We'll win it. So
Yeah. Because and that's the thing. I mean, right now, I think that we're seeing a ton of success on the national level, coming out of Tennessee, and it's at tournaments like the Super 32, Fargo, Tulsa, now the NHSCA tournaments. We just had 2 national champs, I think 4 or 5 total in the
finalist. Yeah.
Yeah. We're seeing like these kids like really competing well in the national tournament here or in the national level from Tennessee. And honestly, like I said, I have no problem with saying it. It is largely due to the AAU organization just because of the way our state's structured. They are 100% in charge of our folk style part from kindergarten through, let's just say 8th grade. which is basically the grassroots level in this state. And they just do a tremendous job. They do a tremendous job, not only for membership. The state tournament this year was out of this world. It was such a great event. And on top of that, really put together strong national teams at all these duels. And these kids get exposure to it right away. So it's a very, very easy transition to where on the USA side, when we take over at I guess you can call it the school boat level when we start sending teams, but also like the 8Us, the 10Us, the 12Us that we get that wrestle, that want to continue on in the springtime. I mean, we just get a better wrestler. Our organization does. Now they're just going to get even better because they're wrestling freestyle Greco. Give us like a rundown of kind of the inner workings of the AAU, kind of, I guess, our relationship with you guys is from a USA perspective, and just really how much manpower it does to take and really start from this development process.
It's a lot. I think we had 120 teams, I guess, across the state. We had 8,500 members this year. Now that's including coaches and wrestlers. I think we're the second largest AAU organization in the country, only behind Iowa. Yeah.
Behind Iowa?
Behind Iowa, yeah. Now, the big, in my opinion, and you can attest to this, Mike, because you've been in multiple states as well. I think the biggest part of our success has been the fact that we do have one organization for folk style and one for freestyle, and we do work together. I see these other states, and they have during youth folk style season, they have a USA tournament and a New Way tournament and an AAU tournament and 2 or 3 made up local leagues, and there's 6 or 7 state championships, and those best kids aren't wrestling each other every weekend.
Yeah.
And so us being able to keep it under one umbrella and these kids getting 6, 7, 8, 9 tough matches a year as opposed to one really helps. And it's really cool seeing the success of these high school kids at the NHSCAs and Super 32 and Fargo, and almost every one of them came through our state teams like we're doing now, and progressed right up to your state teams in USA. Almost every single one of them. So I mean, the proof's in the pudding. It works.
Yep. Yeah. And plus, I just think it's good. Honestly, I just think overall. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. My allergies are killing me. It's not here. It's nuts. But anyway, I think it's just good overall, just the way maybe I guess more the example that we set from a leadership standpoint. That's really I think one of the more things that I'm most proud of, in the way that we work together and the relationship we have between the two organizations is just, that's really, I think, just generally in society, how people in society should act. It's not like, I mean, especially right now with the crap storm we got going on in our society today, whether you're on this side, that side, or whatever. I mean, we work well together, and I think really it's just benefiting our kids in general. I mean, if we're going to sit there and bicker back and forth about different things for the two organizations, the ones that aren't going to say, you're not going to suffer. I'm not going to suffer. Our organizations, either one of them aren't going to suffer. It's going to be our kids that suffer because they're not getting the opportunities that they really need to move forward. So that's probably the thing I'm most proud of when we talk about a relationship that we have with these two. And at the end of the day, like you said, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, it's our kids are progressing, our development at all the levels is just going great. I love it. So
real quick back on the elementary, and then I'll turn it over to Jeremy. I got to give a shout out to Robbie Satterfield. He coached our second team, and then
awesome.
Macy McKinney coached our third team. To my knowledge, she is the first female coach we've ever had coach a state team in Tennessee as far as boys.
Wow, that's awesome.
Y'all may have had some females coach girls teams on the USA side. I don't know, but she's the first one that's ever done one of our AAU teams. And in the years past, our third team was just kind of kids that contacted us, wanted to, go get some experience. But this year, I mean, she worked her tail off, finding those kids that are most deserving, and kind of, we made a spreadsheet of kind of the pecking order. This kid should be on the first team, the second team, and so on. But it's the first time that we've had all 3 teams completely full. So that was good.
Wow.
Awesome.
And
that's awesome. And probably a pretty competitive third team.
Yeah, our second team, our second team won 4 or 5 matches, I believe. They had, give me 1 second, I'll tell you. They had 2 kids make All-American, Joey Lipton, and I think they had another one. And then our third team was very competitive. They only won 1 match, but they were in every match. They weren't getting blown out.
Awesome.
They ended up with 2 All-Americans, Boone Humphrey and a kid named Bryson Murphy.
Wow.
So it was really, really good. And then on the first team, we had 5 kids ended up going 10-0. And then I think another 6 or 7 more All-Americans as well.
Really? Wow.
It was a really, really good experience for
Yeah,
them.
5 go undefeated, huh?
Yeah. They dominated. I mean, we dominated until the final match. I think we outscored everybody 680 to 104.
Wow.
And still didn't win.
Well, I tell you what, though, we're super proud of that age group and what they and kind of what they got going. I'm telling you what, that's just tells you how the future looks bright.
Yeah.
The future looks bright in the state, which is awesome. Love it. Doty, you definitely got some news. Mike said you won the ones everything. So
yeah, look at this.
Break it down for us, man. There it is. National champs, can you?
Yeah, that's a national champion plaque. So yeah, we were super, super excited building this team. This is a team that we have talked about for a number of years, that this is a team that could win it. We've taken a bunch of teams up to Iowa, and we finished second a couple years ago. It was a heartbreaking match. We lost. Our heavyweight, just all he needed to do was not get pinned, and he reached back with like 30 seconds left and got pins. And so we lost to Iowa Black. And so over the years, we've always gotten close, but just have never gotten there. And so building this team, it was a struggle at points because we had a bunch of kids not go and that kind of stuff. But we still felt like our core group was there and that we still had a shot. So going in, we ended up wrestling 8 matches. We beat an elite team that they had. We beat them 107-3.
Wow.
We beat Montana
107-3.
Yep. And then we beat Montana.
How many weight classes you gonna go there?
So there's 20 weight classes at middle school.
Oh wow.
Man.
20 weight classes. And then we beat Montana 107-0. We beat Illinois 71-6. We beat Iowa Red 92-9. And then the second day was where we got put into the gold pool. So we won our pool. And then the second day is really where you meet the meat. It's all the really, really, really tough teams. Every team brings 1 or 2 teams, but these are their best teams. And so we ended up facing a team that we thought that was going to score a lot of points on us. And we beat Nebraska 73-10. Then we wrestled Iowa Gold. We beat them 73-21. And in the finals, we had Montana. And man, I'm telling you what, there was some nail biting matches there. And anyway, we ended up winning 45-39 to win the whole thing.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's the first time in history that Tennessee has ever won the middle school tournament. And I will tell you, Iowa is not a fan of losing those things.
Hey, why you got to bring that up? Why you got to bring up the Iowa? Why don't you just say that like all the other states aren't happy with it?
At times you feel like you're not only wrestling, but your opponent, but you're also wrestling the refs.
Hey, easy with
everything else. But I will tell you, Iowa's always been a great place to go and compete. That state is like no other. When we rolled in, we ended up flying in, and even in the airport, we had people asking us what our shirts was, and they were super excited. And we went to the convenience store to get a water or something. Everybody was talking about wrestling. I mean, everywhere you go, that state talks about wrestling, and so it was cool. But they are very proud.
Not the last couple of weeks. It's been women's basketball the last couple of weeks. But
that's true.
Outside of the last couple of weeks, yeah, the rest of the 50,
Yeah, it was funny. In our hotel, we had a suite, and right next door to it, there were about there was probably 100 ladies in there, and they were rooting. They were there to watch the women's basketball. And when they won it, I mean, that room erupted. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But they are proud of this tournament, and they typically always put together really, really, really strong teams. This is probably, and Mike, correct me, this is probably the first year that Iowa hasn't been in the finals. They had 6 teams in this tournament, and this was probably the first year that I know of that they haven't been in the finals.
Yeah. First one that I know of.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, their whole youth program goes through AAU, so they get all the best Iowa kids.
Yeah.
It is what it is there.
But man, it was exciting. I mean, afterwards, the kids dumped water on me, and it was everybody was soaking. I mean,
That's cool.
the parents were crying, and we had Villers on the team. And if you guys know Villers' dad, he's a man of man, and he had tears in his eyes. Dylan was on our team a few years ago, and he was a 5th grader at the time. I don't even think Mike was. Oh yeah, okay.
I can tell you now that was against the rules.
But anyway, he was on that team, and he was just a hammer at the time. And to see him now as an 8th grader keep competing on this, I mean, everybody was emotional when we won it all. It was a big moment for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But we ended up having 8 guys go undefeated. Little Bruce Fowler at 75 was undefeated. Tyler Knight, who
there you go.
We had to scramble to pick him up, and he ended up going undefeated. And I will tell you,
Tyler,
he wrestled out of this world. We picked up
dude, that kid is crazy because he has trouble getting matches.
Yeah,
so small at that age group. I mean, that's so awesome that he not only got some matches, but still did so well.
He wrestled like
that kid. He's such a good kid. I love that.
Yeah. Bryson Drennan, Brooks Ryan, Grady Phelps went undefeated.
Oh, good.
Jackson Lane, Cooper Ledbetter, and then Zachary Ledwich, and then Braxton Pulley, which is
yes, sir.
He went undefeated as well. So
I just talked to Josh about that.
Yeah, it was awesome. Really good time.
That's awesome.
They also had a girls division. How many girls teams did they have there, Jeremy?
55 girls teams.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, is that what was that called? That wasn't called the.
That was the Twin Rivers.
Twin Rivers. Yeah. That's Twin Rivers. Yeah.
But this year, the girls' side,
55 teams.
Yeah, 55 teams.
It's massive.
The girls' side was as big as the boys' side, and so this year they had told us that they're going to probably end up having to move the girls' tournament to a new location just because it's grown so much.
Wow.
How many mats were they running total?
48 mats total.
Wow.
Where did they have? Where was it at? Hy-Vee Hall.
Hy-Vee Hall.
Wow.
Yeah, Hy-Vee Hall.
That's huge.
Wow.
Oh, it was, all the mats were right on top of each other. I mean, you could tell Don Barnett was there to set up the mats with his little big circles.
He was.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, they got a lot of mats in there. But yeah, it was really, really exciting. So this group, to kind of back off what Mike said, is it's so fun coaching these. And then a couple years later, going to the high school state tournament, and all these kids that are placing are all kids that came through AAU that have been on these national teams. And it's really, really cool to see these guys just grow. And my wife, she loves being a part of these national teams because she gets to collect all the paperwork and she gets to do all the, the fun stuff. And, but she gets to know.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, she says. He'd probably disagree.
That's great.
But she gets to know them and on a personal level, and she's there during the tournament, helping them out, making sure they got all their stuff, and then she gets to see them later on in high school, winning state titles and stuff, and it's really cool.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, obviously I have a lot of friends at the D1 level, but also the other various levels of college. I generally listen. you guys need to get in like now. That now is the time to get in, because I'm telling you, we have a lot of good kids coming up. I'm just telling you, now is the time to get it. I wouldn't wait. Don't wait 3, 4, 5 years where we got, like this year we had what, 4, Stacy, Jarvis, Landon, Cooper, all D1 signees. I'm missing somebody. I know those 4 right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty soon we're going to have double digits every year. And you want to keep competing against, competing against big dogs. If I'm a mid-major program, man, I'm building relationships right now in Tennessee, because especially that school pass right there that you had just won that national championship. I'm telling you right now, there is some hammers on that team.
Oh yeah. I mean, we even had like little Ruger Pennington. I mean, so many of these kids that were on this, Bryce or Jack Howard and Payne Walker, Jacob Stennett, Knox Ritchie. I mean, all these kids I named off the kids that went undefeated, but not very many of these kids didn't win. I mean, didn't place or do the All-American. I mean, they just really, really wrestled great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super proud of our team this year. And then we put together a second team. Stephen Combs coached that for us. And to echo what Mike said is that it was they won a lot of matches. They got a lot of experience. And it's kind of our developmental team. And they ended up finishing, I think, 3rd in the silver pool. Yeah, so they had a lot of success. They had a couple forfeits that cost them in a couple matches, but overall, that team was very competitive as well.
So they got 3rd in the silver pool. I mean, because I'm assuming that gold pool was the top one, the silver one's second pool. So was there like eight teams in the gold?
Yeah, there was 8 teams in the gold.
They finished about 11th, 12th as a second team.
Yes.
That's outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was great. Yeah, it was really good.
Now there was a high school, like a 9th, 12th, or 9th, 10th grade team also that went up there, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Jamie Morale did the 9th and 10th grade team. I'm not sure exactly how they finished. We also took a K through 8 girls team, and then we took a high school girls team as well.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, they ran that all through AAU. Don Barnett put those teams together.
Hey, I've got an idea, Jeremy.
Yeah.
While we're all on here
Together.
Kenya, I'm
Oh.
designating you. You're going to be the girls' coach next year.
Yes.
I'll be there. I've never been to Iowa.
You know what?
I need a
Listen,
commitment.
guys, listen, that's real original. Every like leadership thing that gets mentioned on the girls' side, she gets poached every single podcast we have. Wow, real original, Mike.
I just wanted to go coach that weekend.
I know.
I would love to
listen,
go.
Yeah,
I
you
really
need to. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're just trying to get, Kenya involved in all aspects of Tennessee wrestling, not only women's, but just everything. She's a huge resource for us.
I remember
Locked her down there, Mike. She said yes.
I remember watching Kenya beat up all the boys growing up.
My brother, I actually didn't realize you still did this, Mike, until we were having you on here. My little brother used to wrestle on all Mike's teams when we were growing
I remember Keenan.
So watch.
I remember your dad. Was his name Lee? Your
Lee
dad?
Sloan. There you go. Good memory. Good job.
There you go. And Kenya, I'll even throw this in too. When you go to Iowa with the girls team next year, you guys can stop by Cedar Rapids. And my mom.
Okay, fine. I'm sold.
My
Are we getting Olympia?
Listen, my mom doesn't listen to podcasts anyway. She might listen to it later on. I know she ain't listening to live. She's just whatever. She'd rather watch her Western shows. But here's you'll stop by Cedar Rapids, and I'll have my mom have at least a dozen egg rolls waiting for you.
Okay, I'm sold.
And then we're talking. Listen, this ain't no joke. They ain't egg rolls. This is lumpia. This is real Filipino lumpia. This is the real. So yep. So this is a real deal. So there you go. That'd be my gift in this whole like locking Kenya down type of thing.
This is another beautiful example of USA Wrestling and AAU working together.
Exactly.
Right there. We're working together. We're getting the best people involved, and that's the way we roll.
Yeah.
So
Had to offer the lumpia, and then
that's it. Done deal right there. I'm just a closer. Anybody step foot in that Iowa border, that's a closer right there. Stop by Cedar Rapids. My mom makes some lumpia for you.
there you go.
Well, I will tell you, They have a really cool place. Now, this is going to stay on. We were headed over to a restaurant, and we looked over. We were going down this road, and we look over, and there's this place that was called, what was it called?
Dog.
Instead of Des Moines, it was Dog Moines, and it was this most amazing place for dogs. It was as big as like a mall, and so we stopped in because it said beers and pups, and we were like, "Hey, it's our Paul."
Hey, can you get it sounds like a dream come true.
Yeah, so we go in there, and it's the most amazing place. There must have been 100 dogs in there having the best time of their lives, and you can sit down and drink a beer while you're watching the dogs. Like, it was so cool. I mean, we sat there for an hour, and people walked up to us, and they were like, "Hey, do you guys have a dog here?" And we're like, "No, we don't."
We're just dog watching.
You're watching the dogs. So it was cool. It's a very cool state for sure.
That's so funny. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, AAU guys, Mike and Jeremy, what's the plans moving forward? What do you guys? I know the folk style season's over, duels are over, spring youth nationals is over. You guys got a little break, and then just kind of rally and get things ready to roll for another year, right?
Yeah, Jeremy and I are going to get together and put together maybe a couple of dual teams for the summer after freestyle's over. Together, keep these Team Tennessees together, and we'll probably go to the Deep South duels down there in Birmingham.
Yeah, perfect.
We'll try to find another one and hit up somewhere.
That's great. Love it.
Take a little break and roll into the next season.
Yeah, I think we've got springboard meeting, I think, is in June, is it? Yeah, May, June, 1st of June. And so we'll rally the troops and figure out a few things and roll from there.
Yeah, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? What Mike said, he said after freestyle season's over, we'll do this, whatever. See, we just kind of build it in.
Yeah.
It works. I love it. I love it. Kenya, you got any questions for these guys?
I'm sure I'll see you before then, but it sounds like if nothing else, I'll see you in Iowa next year.
That's right.
Hey, Kenya, this is what you got to get right here, year one.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, don't tease me because I'll put the best team together.
We want that. That's what we need. That's
Good.
what we need.
Yeah. Congratulations to you guys. And thanks for all the hard work you do for the kids in our state,
Thank
too.
you all.
absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for your time, not only your time tonight, guys, but just your time year round and just, like I said, tireless work ethics when it comes to developing the youth of Tennessee wrestling. And we're not only super happy to have you guys like in the state doing what you do, but also super proud of you, your organization, just everything you guys do for the sport. So thanks so much.
Well, thank you for your support, Mike. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys soon, I'm sure.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
See you guys. There we go.
There we go.
See, people got a little bit of AAU and USA history, friendship stuff and everything, huh? So there we go. Now we know. Now we know that I'm just not blowing smoke every time I talk about the AAU organization. We actually like each other. Me and Mike have known each other forever. I've known Jeremy for a while too, but yeah, Mike and I go way back. Mike and I actually, we actually owned a little t-shirt business together at one time, way back in the day. We just got too busy with his AAU wrestling and my USA wrestling and
A lot.
So I've known Mike for a long time. And I tell you what, not only is Mike the director of AAU wrestling, he is an outstanding coach. I mean, obviously he's got that Boyd Buchanan program totally turned around. From a youth club, from the youth ages perspective, you could argue that Mike Sutherland is like the Dan Gable of Tennessee USA youth wrestling. That
He's
dude,
been
20 years.
I feel silly for not recognizing him by his name, but even in the post that we made, until he popped up on this podcast, like I did not make the connection that I grew up watching Mike coach my little brother. I mean, he was way bigger than me, but he's 11 months younger than me, and he was always on Mike's teams. And like my childhood and me like learning wrestling and getting into wrestling was traveling, watching his AAU Team Tennessee teams and my brother on that team and him coaching my brother. And that was, 15 years ago, I guess. So I had no idea he was still doing the same exact thing. So
All right, cool.
yeah. But kudos him and his commitment for that long of for that period of a time. It's like not an easy or light journey. So.
Oh yeah, and he's been doing it for years. I mean, he runs his own club. He's for years he ran his own club, and still did it. Now coaches a high school team and runs the club. Still does it. I mean, he's just like he's
A lot.
you'd be hard pressed to find somebody that's done more for Tennessee wrestling than Mike Sutherland, in my opinion. And it's just,
That's a big compliment.
Yeah, I mean, because and I'm just telling you, he's a great dude, and I'm very, very proud to call him a very good friend of mine. He's awesome.
That's awesome.
He's done a ton for the state. He really has. It's been great, and he always has his niche. He could always get the best teams together. I don't know how he does it, but he always would talk. I mean, all the good kids in the wrestling. These teams,
Yeah.
I do it every year. I mean, I'm telling you right now, he will. He will.
Well, that just shows how like deeply.
Them, or if he just sweet talks them, or a combination of both, or I don't know what the deal is, but the dude is always like, he will always get the best kids. I love it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, awesome. Kenya, a great show, huh?
Great show.
You freaking 3 scheduled guests and 1 special guest, Jeremy Doty.
Yeah, so happy he popped on.
He's doing an awesome job out in West Tennessee, in Memphis.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like we don't get to stay connected out with everyone out there quite as much, and I'm glad you got to pop on.
Yeah, no, I love having him on there, and he's like I said, I think he recently moved to a new facility, so I know his program's growing, and he's doing a great job out there. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he's a great guy. Love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Next week. Yes. Yeah. Tell him what's happening.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely more your wheelhouse.
Listen, we're recruiting you for all these national teams, but we are gonna. I'm telling you, in the next board meeting, I might propose you as like an honorary board member.
Honorary? Does that mean I have no responsibilities? Because I'll take it.
No, you get your responsibility each week, Tuesdays.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like, wait a second, I don't want anything else on my plate. Just start this wrestling club.
Yeah.
Well, what do we got this weekend?
I'll be there. They got the Ironman tournament. Boys wrestle Saturday and Sunday. Girls are only on Sunday.
Yeah, that's right.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
This tournament I went to back in the day, but there was no girls bracket. There was no girls bracket. And Junior was just trying to get me to learn freestyle because we were going to try and go to like some national girls freestyle tournaments. And he was like, well, maybe we should try out some local stuff first. But the only option was boys. So we went to the Iron tournament. I wrestled all 3 brackets. I lost every match in every bracket except for 1 match in the Greco where I caught someone in the head and arm. I got completely demolished. I just got manhandled. I wasn't like a senior in high school. So I was wrestling like high school boys and just got ran through. It was terrible. But that will not be the story for any female who goes to this tournament this weekend because there are female brackets for all 3 styles. And that's awesome.
And we're growing and the score's growing. It's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait. I know 16U. So just get everybody heads up. Make sure you go to track wrestling. If you haven't signed up yet, sign up. This isn't just like a Tennessee tournament. We actually get a lot of out of state entries. Last year, I want to say we had over 500 entries. Right now, I think,
awesome.
It was the biggest one we've had ever. And I know right now I think we're at a higher pace than what we had last year. Because normally the last 2 days we get this massive influx of registrations. So it's gonna be we had to kind of adjust the schedule a little bit. So on Saturday, all 16U and junior. That's it. One day, boom, 3 styles. Because now it's more of a true Ironman style. Whereas last year we went to 2 days, but it was, it's like whatever 2 style or 1 style on Friday night, and then the other style or whatever, blah 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 blah. But but now we went to like doing the whole division. So now they're doing all 3 styles on one day, and then 8U, 10U, 12U, 14U, and girls are on Sunday. So so that's what we've got. So next week we will probably, I'm assuming, be interviewing a couple Iron men and Iron women on here. Yeah.
And then they've got like junior and cadet world team trials in Washington this weekend. And I know we've got some good Tennessee representation. So hopefully we'll find ourselves some world team members to interview too.
That would be fantastic as well. I like it. I like where your head's at there with that, Kenya. It's good. And Nelson Shirley, the man himself, just to comment on here. I don't know if you see that, Kenya. Kenya's probably the first female wrestler to wrestle Greco. Video is on YouTube. Oh
no, please
don't help me with that, Nelson.
I lost so bad. No, gosh, that's cool. I just connected with Nelson because we're hosting a satellite weigh-in here, and so He's followed me. I didn't know he has seen my most horrifying losses before, but
Oh, Nelson's the man. He's I mean, he literally has like one like official board position on our board.
yeah, he does a lot more.
Of like 5. I mean, and what he's I mean, he's so now I'm getting long-winded, but you know, it is what it is. People have to understand, they have to understand the inner workings of our organization, just because I like to give shout outs to the people that really kind of make this go. You know? But Justin Anglin did an amazing job with our referees education. Set up this whole program. If you want to be a referee official in Tennessee, freestyle Greco, you got to go through our whole classroom, take tests, all that type of stuff. And you still don't get everything right. It's really, I mean, it's so difficult to officiate Greco and freestyle. It's just very, very subjective. Yeah. So now Nelson has really taken it and taken it to an even higher level, not necessarily from an educational standpoint, but the amount of officials we have right now in our state is just amazing. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, we have, I think we got 13 referees this weekend, which back when I was state chairman the first time, I know we didn't have 13. I mean, I'm pretty sure we didn't have 13 registered officials like statewide. Let alone, it was really hard to get officials, very difficult. And so Nelson, I mean, he's a jack of all trades. He's literally like tournament director. He knows the track wrestling side. Him and Dale like crush it in that, just whatever, blah, blah. He is such a monster part of our organization. It's crazy. So there you go. Shout out to my boy Nelson.
Shout out Nelson.
Yeah. So there you go. So he pops up the stuff right here at Kenya's Greco match. I'm gonna throw him on the spot a little bit. That's the way it works.
Yeah, thank you.
Jacob Mora, my boy Jacob Mora. He was on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He just said, "Hey." So
okay.
That's my boy. Yeah, love that guy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we went over. Hour and 20 minutes.
Probably hour and a half. Not too bad.
That's what it is. Yeah, we had good content. We still have nine listeners up here. So there we go.
Hey, they're sticking in. There's 9 people that are here just for you and I, Hatch.
That's it right there. There we go. That's what I like to hear. That's actually 9 more than. Yep. Brentwood Academy's telling me to get out.
Right.
All right, we're signing off, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. We'll have a great episode next week. Join us again, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. Kenya.
Peace.
Adios. Thanks, everyone.